Hi. So, some of you may know me, most of you don't. Like 4 of you may know me because I have no friends. And this is my first YouTube video ever. Well, except I posted one of like my duck trying to eat a little quail, but that doesn't count. This is the first one that I'm in. And so the reason I'm doing this is because my brother Tim told me that I have some pretty crazy stories. And when he tells them to his friends, they like absolutely love them and they like think they're crazy. But he said that like when he tells them, it like lacks the enthusiasm I have, and he leaves out some details, so I should write a book. But instead of writing a book, what I decided to do was just make YouTube videos, story time with Stas. And then you guys, or whoever is watching it, instead of me having to retell the story, or if you just want to hear a good story, then you can just like watch these videos and I don't have to tell it twice. Enthusiasm is still there because sometimes I just do nutshell stories. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And I hope you like them. If you don't like them, I'm sorry. I thought they were pretty cool. So this first one that I am going to tell you is about an ex-boyfriend. I had started seeing him when I was 17. Yeah, I was 17. And great guy initially, you know, like seems super sweet, really outgoing. And he lived in Taos and I lived in Albuquerque at the time. And Taos is about 2 hours away. So I would drive up every week. I was working at a pet store making $8 an hour, and every time I got paid, I would always drive up to see him because his excuse was like, oh, I can't drive down, it's really far, I can't get off work, like you have a better schedule. So because I was stupid, I would drive up every single time I got paid. And because he lived with his parents, he was like, you need to rent a hotel room because we can't stay at my parents' house. Which I was like, yeah, I understand. You're so cute. Like, whatever you say, like, obviously I'm gonna, like, do, you know, it's like this guy. So I do. I rent a hotel room. I drive up every single time I get paid, every 2 weeks. Sometimes get advances on my checks because I want to go see him sooner and I had time off. And so after about doing this for like 2 months, it was like 3 months, almost 4. I go up to see him and he's like really distant and like kind of like not wanting to hold my hand and shit. And I don't think I'm the ugliest person in the world. Like, you shouldn't be embarrassed to hold my hand. Like, why don't you want to hold my hand? Like, are you seeing somebody else? But actually, I was like, what's up? And he was like, oh, well, I'm seeing somebody. Well, I'm not seeing somebody. I want to see somebody else. I was like, well, who? He's like, well, okay. So I jumped ahead. Hold on. Our first date. I drive up. And he takes me to this forest. And it's like really pretty. It's like super zen. And I'm hiking with him. I think it's like the most adorable thing. And he's wearing this big backpack. And he's like walking up and he like takes his backpack off really slow and like dramatically. And I'm standing there and I'm like, what the heck? And he pulls out this huge knife, okay? Big, like this big, bigger than he was. And so he pulls out this knife and I'm like, what are you doing? And he was like, doesn't say anything, walks up to this tree and starts going, and like carving out like the side, like taking slivers out of it, you know? And I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, there was this girl that I was Still holding his hands here, okay? There was this girl that I was in love with, the love of my life. And, we were really young, and it just, it didn't work out. But when we had first started dating, we carved our names into this tree. And she ended up breaking my heart, moving to South Dakota. So every time I come past this tree, I feel the need to take a sliver out of it. What? I was like, now I can't hide my facial expressions. I've never been good at it. So I was like, really? He's like, yeah, we carved our names into it, and it was like really special, but she broke my heart. So every time I come by here, I always feel the need to sliver this out. So are you telling me that on our first date, you took me on the same little forest trail that you and your girlfriend used to go on? Like, what? What? It's whatever. I was like, he's still like really cute. Like, he has issues, but it's okay. He's really cute. So I'm like, it's fine. I'm 17. I'm stupid. And so then we hike and go back, skip to back where I left off, okay? 3 months. He's like, well, this was kind of an experiment. Remember how I told you about the love of my life? I was like standing there like, yeah? Where is this going? He was like, well, she's the most amazing person, and I didn't think I would ever get over her. And so I knew if anybody was going to make me really get over her and be in love with somebody else, it was you, because, you're such an amazing person, and you're so kind, and you just have such a good heart. But it didn't happen. So I just want to try to see if she'll take me back. I just want to see if I put all the energy that I've put past this 4 months, almost 4 months, if maybe I put that energy towards getting her back, if she'll want to get back with me. What? I was like, okay, you're cute, but you're not like that cute. Like, what? I was like, are you serious? So I was just me coming up here every 2 weeks when I got paid, my fucking $400 paycheck, having to spend half of it on a hotel room, a quarter of it on gas, like just as an experiment to see if you would get over your love of your life that left you to move to South Dakota. Like, wow, pissed, bro, so pissed. I was just crying. I was so sad. I was like, please, you don't want to do this. Like, I love you so much. She's gone. I'm here. Why would you want to chase something that left you when I'm coming to you? And he was like, I just love her, and I'll always love her. I'm just like, okay, fine, fuck you. Like, pissed. So then I go back, and I'm crying. And I'm not crazy, but, like, sometimes I do crazy things. And so in my 17-year-old anger and pissed offness and heartbrokenness, I was like, you know what? He hurt me. I'm going to hurt him. So I went to Home Depot and I bought an axe and a lawn chair. And you know the covers that the little lawn chairs come in? I got the axe and I put the cover in it. And I had my sidekick go with me. And he stood watch while people were coming up the trail. I was like, I need you to call me if anybody starts walking up the trail. He's like, I got you. I was like, okay. So I go to this fucking tree, and sure enough, I see the fucking in it. And I'm like, there's this tree. There's this fucking tree. So I pull my axe out, and I just start wailing at it, just going and going and going and going and going. And it was a big tree. Like, I will show you pictures. I will find a way to put pictures on here, and I will show you pictures. It was a big fucking tree. And I just started going at my phone rings. It's like, somebody's coming. And I was like, okay. So I fucking jump in the bushes, and I'm hiding, like huffing and puffing, and families are walking by on this forest trail. And I'm like, these families will never know that, like, when they were walking on this forest trail, that there was an angry blonde girl sitting in the bushes with an axe. Like, I'll never know. It, like, I ruined my experience of going into the woods for me. Like, I'm too scared now to go into the woods because I'm like, they didn't know that I was sitting there. Like, what the fuck's hiding in the bushes? So anyways, they pass, and I hop out, and I'm like, start going at it again, going at it again, going at it again. The fucking tree would not fall down. And I was doing watermelon cuts, like nice watermelon cuts that it would fall. It wasn't falling. There was like this much left of the tree. And the whole fucking rest of the tree is still up. Like there's a gash in it from all my hacking. Then he called, my phone rings, and I'm like, what? And he's like, somebody's coming. I'm like, and here. I was like, shit. And so I run, and I jump in the bushes, and the fucking tree just falls. And I'm like, oh, shit, I did it. And, like, more people walk by, and they're, like, looking at it. Like, it looked like somebody took dynamite to the tree. It looked like somebody took dynamite. It was just, like, wood chips were just, like, blown everywhere from me, like, hacking at it. Like, inspecting it, like, looking around. I'm just like, they're like, and they leave, and I jump up, and I see, and I was like, fuck, I did it. I called him, I'm like, hey, it's down. He's like, is it? So he comes over, and then I had a knife, like he did, and I carved out the whole side. I'm sorry, Michael and Angela, that have had their names carved in that tree since 1998. I'm so sorry. Your love, I hope it lasted longer than that tree did, and my relationship. But there were a lot of names on there. And I did not want this motherfucker, because he's, like, sick in his head. Like, he would have gone back, even with the tree fallen, and he would still be all, like, no, wasn't going to happen. Like, you screwed me over once, you're not screwing me over again. Like, it was a lot of work coming up here, it was a lot of work coming down the tree. So I, like, cleaned all the bark off. Like, I stripped the tree. You couldn't tell where he had gone, like, you couldn't tell. And then I carved into it, ha, loser, with a Dremel. And I took a picture, and we walked down, and it was probably the most satisfying thing that I've ever done after breakup. It was great. Like, it happens. Like, it's not just in movies. Like, this really, like, happened. And it wasn't, like, no protected tree. It wasn't a protected, like, wasn't national forest, nothing like that. It was totally legal. You can cut down trees if you want to. Like, people cut down those trees over there for firewood. Some people carve their names into them. Some people get them chopped down because they carve their names into them. I should have used it for firewood. But I wish I could have seen the satisfaction of his fucking face, like walking over there with the next girl, taking off his backpack. Oh, probably wouldn't have been an ex girl. He probably just would have been by himself. But actually, there was another girl. That's another story, because I still just kept tabs on him. Like, I didn't stalk him, but I just kept tabs on him to see. He was probably with that girl, and probably went to take off his backpack all dramatically. I was like, what the fuck? The tree's gone. And it says, ha, loser. And he knows it was an angry blonde girl that was responsible for that. Yeah. Maybe I'll tell you guys a story about how I kept tabs on him after that. But yeah, just a little story time. Like, in my house, we always sit down at this table. That's why I'm doing it at this table, because we always sit here and, like, have a beer or, like, tea or coffee or food. And we just, like, all sit and chat and, like, share stories and stuff. And it's a really good time. And I hope you guys really enjoyed that story. And I'm going to be posting more so we can, like, sit and hang out. If you have no friends like I do, then we can be friends. And you can leave your stories in the comments down below. I promise I will read every single one of them. Like, I got, like, 247 comments the other day on a little comment I left on an Instagram ad, and I read all of them. Some people told me I should, like, go punch myself in the face, but, like, I was like, I seen what you said, and, like, you took the time to tell me that, and I appreciate it. So yeah, no, I will read them, and I hope you guys like my story, and there will be more. I'm gonna try to post every Thursday. I think I'm gonna do every Thursday and every Monday, and believe me, I have a lot of stories. A lot. So you guys have a good day and have fun, be safe, and be kind.